Yeah, I like the 3 Undying idea here. Since he is very strong early on, he builds up into a lot of HP. Flesh Golem is annoying to work with. Ember Spirit has more time to hit targets. That also enables Mirana and Hoodwink to have a bit of a better game, especially in the mid-game area, or before mid-game, like when you start to look for sharpshooter kills. I would like to see a 3 Undying, but I don't think I can say no to a core Mirana either in this game.
Dyer's ban.
Does look solid. I mean, once you get a beak, actually, even if you get a BKB, you jump into the Enigma black hole, you can easily die. So I'd rather see a core Undying. I have to say, Undying 3, Hoodwink 4, Mirana 5 makes a lot of sense to me. And you get a carry hero that's gonna be able to play against the Enigma in the lane.
They're banning out the Naga, thinking that Geek Fam is most likely missing out on a carry, which could probably be the cause here, if Skem's still looking for his hero. Enigma, Leshrac, Disruptor. So if we have something like Lesh and Enigma as the cores, support Time Disruptor.
You have to ban out the Lifestealer if you're Geek Fam. They ban out the Sniper.
I was thinking the Lifestealer as well. He seems like a very hard hero to deal with.
Unless maybe Geek Fam go for something like a Terrorblade right now, then you actually have a way to deal with the Lifestealer as time progresses. But I still think it's a perfect hero for Execration. Deals well with Tombstone. Has a lot of attack speed. Doesn't care about Ember, Mirana, Hoodwink. These heroes, they don't touch him. Plus, they're all relatively squishy, so you might not need to get to a point where you have three items for the Lifestealer to actually come online, because that's usually when he becomes strong, start dishing out the damage, is when he has 3 items. Against the Mirana and the Hoodwink, with just the armlet, you're just eating them up.
What about something like the does Paul play Enigma? Does he play mid Enigma?
I've never seen it. Bob likes to be in your face, so
then it's Tiny or Lesh for him. I was thinking mid Enigma for a moment to slow down the Ember Spirit. Maybe something with a Blink Rush build. It's only the Bushwhack that's annoying. The arrow doesn't... You can only use the arrow if Mirana's already there.
10
and
seconds
if there's a black hole going off, then the Enigma could have a pretty free game. I really like this Enigma pick because I don't see a single counter to it currently.
Yeah, and you can't have it. Usually with the carry hero, you're not going to be able to do it.
It's just the pre-BKB Hoodwink that is going to bully the Enigma. But when you have the BKB up on this hero, you have a lot of tools in your hands. This could also be a support Enigma with the Disruptor. I'm not a big fan of it, but it could be where they put like 5 Enigma, put the Disruptor in the off lane. And they could put Lesh off if they want. Lesh Disruptor is still a good lane, either if it's safe lane or off lane. It's a very standard duo. You can put Tiny mid and then consider your carry pick as well, which is most likely the... just swapping around the heroes.
One thing that comes to mind for GeekFam was Pango, but no, they go for the gyro, so they're going straight into crush the Enigma. This is a big difference from the last game. You don't have any buffs for the gyro. He does win the lane against the Enigma, but the gyro is one of those heroes who doesn't want to stay in the lane for too long. Like a Juggernaut. And against the Enigma, you kind of have to do it or your tower is just dead, especially when there's the Lesh on the other team. I don't remember seeing a successful gyro in the current meta, especially when it's not being buffed up by something at least, and no buffs on the Geek Fam side.
Yeah, so I'm going to say something here. I'm going to say Narman gyro. I'm going to see Scam Mirana. Because I have seen this Narman gyrocopter a couple times already. Lord Druid will be picked up, and let's see what their final plan is. It's actually a Roger Mirana and Narman on the Hoodwink, so we are going to see Scam with the gyrocopter. I agree with you with the gyrocopter analysis. Is basically this hero hasn't had any success without heroes that support him with auras or some buffs. Undying at least gives you something here. Mirana with the invisibility. Outside of that, I don't know if this Gyrocopter is the right pick to go, which I think gives Execration a kind of a win condition, considering the Lone Druid Enigma is a very high win rate duo, at least in high-ranked games. I think this duo with Lone Druid and Enigma, and also the Arc Warden and the Enigma, even though that one is a bit lower because Arc is hard to get to 25, the Lone Druid Enigma was something 66 or 67% win rate from like 100 games in the past year.
Yeah, I'm loving the Execration draft. I could have seen multiple heroes working, but Lone Druid is actually quite strong. Also, one thing is, GeekFam, the way that you win this game is that you crush the Enigma so much, and then once the time comes, you just throw them around the map with the Hoodwink Ember and the Marana, and you continue killing heroes. The thing is, now when the Lone Druid is there, he's gonna be a very tough hero to kill. You're gonna have the Enigma constantly in your face. And also, things can go wrong in a Enigma Tiny lane. I mean, for the Gyro, because Gyro naturally crushes the Enigma in the lane, but with the Tiny there as the strongest Enigma ally, at least when it comes to the laning phase, even that lane can go badly. So for me, in terms of draft, Execration definitely got the edge.
Let's see if GeekFam is able to 2-0 this series, or is Execration at the start of this series, as we discussed, are they going to be able to take on the other SEA teams, and especially these new rosters like GeekFam, where you would think Execration, with the experience being together a bit longer, could have an edge. Problem is, GeekFam's roster, a couple of players, including XctN, have already been playing at the top level of Dota. So no matter how much your experience is, if you've been at a completely different league or a different higher level, it proves to be all the better. So big challenge for Execration here. Late game scaling, fantastic. Mid game, pretty powerful. Just need to get there.
Yeah, they need to survive the lanes, and already in the early mid game, the Lash becomes an issue. Once there's a Bloodstone, him and the Enigma can overtake anything they want. You just need to be careful not to get pulled into a high ground when there's better vision for GeekFam, because then the Tombstone will crush you. Plus all of the AoE damage that GeekFam always has.
They have their smokes already popped on the side of Force. Everybody else has theirs expired. This is going to reveal their Cliff Ward, most likely. Coming from one direction usually shows one indicator. Lone Druid going to get arrowed up. Decade and nuked, and Palos down to 15. Force for the kill.
Why would he move there? I mean, he saw them. He knew that they were there. He knows he's up against the stun into an arrow, and he still moves in that direction. It's just weird to me. I can only assume that he wasn't paying attention and probably clicking around the trees, and then the pathing took him to his death. Because if he did that on purpose, it was just way too big of a mistake.
Yeah, there has to be something going on with comms or something that took his focus away at the most important moment when you really need to be in the game. And GeekFam start the game with the first blood off of Execration. And he does go for the offlane Undying. He's 50 gold short now from picking up his boots, making his laning stage a little bit easier here. Lone Druid is up against him, so it should be a pretty much of a dueling trading farm. Force is going to start taking some early hits here. Thunderstrike plus the bear. Palos with a couple of right clicks. He's down to 400 HP. And the other lane, we see Tino going up against the Gyrocopter. Tino is going to struggle here at the early start.
They already pulled the lane back. They already pulled the lane back, and that is where the Tiny becomes dangerous. You got like level 3 on the Tiny, you have both the Avalanche and the Toss, and then it's not that hard to kill the Gyro if you toss him into the tower. So yeah, we'll see how well... we'll see how well XctN will be able to position there. Up until then, he's going to be farming completely safe, but it's still not an ideal situation for him.
He's going to need level 3 because he starts off with the tree as his first ability. 5 denies. That's a great start. XctN missing an entire creep wave. Maybe one of those denies might have been an Eidolon from the start of the laning stage. Tino did eat his creep very early on, so that duration on the Eidolons pretty much expired by the time you get into lane. Armin, no orb, no Blightstone. not really trusting too much on poking BDZ on this
Dire's
disruptor.
middle tower is being attacked.
Yeah, I mean, Blightstone is on the bear, on the lone druid, so they're making sure that the Undying has very low armor.
Yeah, yeah, they do have it on Execration. Narman just doesn't have it, so.
Oh, okay.
That was my point, was that the Hoodwink usually might look for Blightstone to get the better poke against the support you're fighting against, but this time he has no orb, no Blightstone. But yeah, the bear has one, so it gives them a little bit of extra chase.
I actually have seen a lot of Hoodwinks not get the Blightstone in BTS Pro Series in Southeast Asia. I feel like in other regions that the Blightstone is pretty much a necessity for the Hoodwink. Here, sometimes we see it, sometimes we don't.
Roger battling it out with Shanks inside the jungle. Roger gonna be dropping fairly low here, but Tiny also spells on cooldown, running out of mana. He's gonna need some extra regeneration, and he's got a Mango, he's got a Clarity on the Courier, and a Ward and a Smoke. Roger playing with his life here. Tree gets tossed in, and the Malefice on the right click will be enough here.
Nothing to
Kill.
play with.
Paolo's also in trouble. They put down the Tombstone. Quick glimpse coming out as well. Disruptor trying to finish it off as well. Paolo's down.
Well.
BDZ is dead as well. 2 kills for Narman and for Force. 1 each.
They were doing a good job in this lane from the side of Execration, just poking the Undying. But when they saw that the Undying was getting way too much in terms of CS, they wanted to commit for him, and it ended up pretty badly. GeekFam, they are winning the laning stage, and this is important for them. They can't allow themselves to get to the later portions of the game if they don't have a sizable lead. So really nice start for now.
And oh, Shanks is probably dead here. Yeah. Roger. He's gonna use the arrow for the finisher. Yeah, the first blood given to the Undying, getting those boots early, definitely allowed Force to keep up his harass at a completely different level, because he did already upgrade to mana boots. And I actually have a bit of a graphical glitch here, because it is showing he has 300 movement speed. That's probably not right.
345 on the Undying.
Yeah, it should be, because it shows 300 for me. I was like, huh?
Yeah. Cox survived in the mid lane, the rotation of the Disruptor, just because of the beautiful usage of the Sleight of Fist. He actually dodged the Split Earth, and he had only two units to use it on. So very nicely done by him. It's not gonna stop Bob from constantly applying pressure, but at least he's fine. Okay, that's another great dodge.
4-1 on the scoreboard. Palos getting caught. And the bear with the Quelling Blade able to destroy the tree just in time. The Tombstone is placed down, and this time BDZ should have a better time with it, but Force manages to sneak in that level to Decay. Actually, he uses his Soul Rip. Never mind, he didn't even get to use the Decay for the kill, so he gets a taxi service for getting the kill. Sends him back to lane out of the range of the tower.
Palos there, he was thinking he was gonna dodge the DK from Force, but Force was consistently running in front just to find him, because he knew one hit or the Soul Rip or whatever would land the kill, and he didn't want to try his luck in the trees and see if he would find Palos. So Palos, nice attempt there at juking it, but Force was just one step ahead.
Roger and Shanks continue with the battle. 20 seconds before the power rune is spawning. Roger does have the advantage with the arrow if he's at a distance. But Tiny at close range, Avalanche will prevent you from doing anything. So Ember, he's cautious. He should be heading towards the bottom rune right now. Bob is also doing the same thing. They're keeping an eye open on it. Bob's going to win the race here. And there's no action rune. Narman also shows up from the other side. There's an Invis on the top half, but Ember just might end up losing his life. He's got 5 stick charges, going to be able to use it, but Shanks is right there. Bob's going to finish him off. Arrow from Roger, and the Starstorm doing a lot of damage onto Shanks. Shanks, one more right click, and that will do it. The range creep also helps with this job. And now to the Invis rune. He'll take it away from Bob. Bob with an empty bottle after that. He's still battling with Narman. Narman, though, able to get back to safety.
Narman was constantly trying to poke from the side there. I mean, at the start, you don't really have that much as a Hoodwink in terms of damage output, but he did his best there to try to keep the heroes alive.
Roger was body blocking the Enigma in Invis. And Dino will go down. Also, Skem getting to farm all the Eidolons. Very happy. Extra gold. Mid lane.
The top lane didn't go ideal.
Ember
Fox is dead again.
Yeah, it looks like it. As he's gonna able to juke inside the tree spot with the Pulse Nova. He's got more than enough, just calculating his mana perfectly.
That creep that was being with Bob, like, I'm gonna help, almost cost them the kill because he blocked Bob for a second, but in the end they find Cox. GeekFam, I mean, their offlane went amazingly well, but their safe lane and mid lane aren't great. I mean, mid lane is a catastrophe, and top lane, I mean, you're a Gyro, and it's not like you crushed the Enigma. Tino still has a game, and that's the thing. When it's a tiny Enigma lane, against whatever you're up against, you're still gonna have a decent amount coming out from the laning phase.
And now it feels like the tables have turned. Ember is in full panic mode. But Gyro is having a good time. Undying is having a good time. At least 2 out of the 3 lanes are going in their favor. Ember is still level 5. Lesh is 7.
And he doesn't have chains, so can't really combo with the Mirana or set up for a bushwhack. That's also a problem. I think he should have put 1 point in it. The Flame Guard, it's not like it really helped him to stay alive.
Bob also getting to farm some juicy stacks in the jungle. He is at 3,300, Ember at 2,100. There's over 1,000 gold difference between the 2 mid players. That difference is gonna shine and show in the few minutes.
And it's gonna continue going that way unless Ember gets some kills.
Ana gets rooted up. Norman, I want to focus the hero, even though this bear is at 700 HP. Paulus is gonna have to ditch this lane.
Yeah, it's time to get out. This is actually okay for the Gyro, that both him and the Lone Druid are leaving the lanes somewhat early before the second siege creep, because the Gyro loves when the laning phase ends quickly. He's the one that farms the jungle as fast as, or faster than the other heroes, and he doesn't like I mean, the reason why the hero isn't so good in the current meta is because carries stay in the lane for like 10, 12, sometimes even more than that minutes. So I think that GeekFam, at least in the way that the lanes ended, are gonna be happy, and they can't get themselves up there in net worth now.
The top tier 1 tower is about to fall. The Eidolons are going to expire, but the creep wave is going to be making its way under it. And Skem wants to look for the deny. The rocket's already flying, and he needs to get this one. Shanks will get it. Cold out being used as well on the side. Roger looking for the arrow. Will get the connection, and here comes Tino. He's ready with the black hole. Toss comes in. He's got Malefice ready. Will use it. Fresh Eidolons as well, and a lot of damage ticking in. Roger, 1 more tick should do, but it's already run out. Tino needs the right click. He will get it.
Bob is coming.
And now they're going to chase Skem into the tree line. Perfect kill. Tower down. Double kill for Tino. Couldn't be better.
That's such an awesome rotation from Bob. He knew that someone was going to try to deny that tower, or at least he assumed that someone was. And he was under enemy vision while that was happening. The thing is that at that point, they were already too deep on the side of GeekFam.
Definitely are. Let's track. He's gonna miss out on the stun on the Undying with BDZ, but he's trapped inside, and Bob's about to drop, but Force will fall first. Norman wants this kill, 2 HP, and finally finished off. Roger even went for the leap under the tower, and there we have it. It's level 6 on Hoodwink. Norman will land up the bushwhack into the sharpshooter, and now for a 3rd kill. Tower has fallen. They're still wanting this BDZ disruptor. Norman very close to him. He got the information. They're going to leave it straight for avatar mode, aka Cox. He'll get the kill. He drops down the wards.
I don't know if
Roger
they
has a
noticed
sentry.
that. Yeah, I think they didn't notice because he did it just before he died.
Yep.
They were probably clicking on him, but you drop them and you die instantly, so they can't really click on you any longer. I like that the Mirana jumped under the tower there. The Lesh had a smoke on him, so he could have used it behind the tower to dodge the last hit from the Hoodwink that killed him. But because the Mirana was close, Bob saw that there was just no way that he was going to be able to survive, so he doesn't use it.
But now they do use the smoke to fight back against GeekFam. Avalanche with the arrow. Boggle will be getting the kill on Roger. Force is trying to make a run for it. Slowed by the lightning. He's going to get slowed again and probably into split earth. Oh, he actually lets go with the chase. I'm pretty sure they could have killed him there.
Mage Slayer does get delivered in the meantime. I think if you commit on him there, he gets the Mage Slayer and hits the Lesh, that your damage just disappears. So Execration, they didn't want to risk it. It was a long chase, not having the tier 1 on bot. Really, no one could help them, so they make the safe play.
Yeah, Shanks is gonna get chained up, bushwhacked into the tree, and sharpshooter to the face. Norman, looks like there was a lingering tick from an urn, which leads into the kill. Norman will be happy with this one. And Enigma Wraith Pact will be up inside a minute.
They want to get Tino out of this jungle. This is the classic one. You know that Tino is gonna have some vision there, or at least Eidolons will give you vision, so you need to smoke to get him out.
They go for it. Remnant being used. He has Black Hole, but Norman is already there. 10 seconds for the sharpshooter. Not needed. XctN comes in with the call down, but it's only going to be him assisting the kill, as Cox is going to be the one to grab it. Shanks is battling with a Cobalt here. Bushwhack. Oh, the sharpshooter connects onto BDZ.
Beautiful. That's that beautiful bonus kill that you're always looking for. It should be Execration that are looking for bonus kills, but you need to get that first one for the Disruptor actually to come in handy. This is a really nice move from Geek Fam. I mean, that connection in the mid lane and then immediate smoke towards top. And now it allows the Gyro to farm the entirety of his jungle and only then transfer into the triangle if he feels the need to do so.
Gyro enjoys the space. There's a lot of areas on the map just for him, while everybody else from Geek Fam either battling throughout with 3-man ganks or having the Undying get bigger and bigger. Like you said, Mage Slayer and building into an Echo Saber. He's also unlocked his energy booster, which he could potentially build into something bigger later on. Roger, however, he's in a bit of trouble here.
Gone. So Skem is going for an Aghanim Scepter. Whenever I see this on a Gyro, sure, he's gonna have a good timing in this game, but I would much rather see a Crystallis into an Axe. It allows you to farm faster, and the Axe, the difference is like maybe
they got Palos.
a couple of minutes.
He does have the bear to break down the tree, pops his ulti, the true
dying.
form of the Lone Druid. It's not his ultimate form, though, because he is taken down. Force focusing on the Wraith Pack. Nice Disruptor ulti from BDC. Execration. They're trying to get something out of Bob. Bob coming into the fight. Pulse Nova ticking, ticking, ticking. Trying to nuke down Undying. Undying still living. And they're going back onto the back line. They're going to take down Shanks and Tino. Force will finally fall. The stun will miss as well. XctN able to move out. There's also the Tombstone, who was right there. Cox is on the side. They have BDC behind the tower. Bob now trying to make a run for it. He's going to get chained up. There's a rocket coming in as well. XctN getting the right clicks out. The push west going to be connecting to, unless Shrek the fall. Ember will get this one, and BDC, not much room for him to dodge around. The Hoodwink finally finds him. Narma for the kill. Palos, can he get this one? The root connects on the Hoodwink, loading up the sharpshooter into the bushwhack. He will take down Palos. The cojones on this Hoodwink.
Yeah, Palos has not been having a good game. I mean, it's somewhat his own fault. He has been consistently overextending, being in spots that he shouldn't be even from the start. So he's putting his team in an uncomfortable position, because look at Force and look at the difference between the Undying and the Lone Druid. It's night and day.
The difference between the Ember and the Lone Druid is just 200 gold. Norman is 808, ladies and gentlemen. This squirrel is nuts. Tier 1 tower does go down. Undying being focused. Tombstone placed down. Arrow will be a miss. Easy on the back. Tiny. He is in trouble, though. Shanks might just die for this tower kill, as he will. What can Ember do? He chains up the Leshrac. Norman. Acorn Shot is ready. Bushwhack is ready. They want to focus the Wraith Pact out of the way first, though. Geek Fam for a 4K lead.
It's a really bad game for Execration. I thought it was gonna be Tino that was gonna suffer, but Tino actually gets the best game out of them all. And I mean, the Lone Druid dropping the ball on the bottom lane, it just allows this Undying to be so strong. We could see even in the previous fight that Force just gets close to the Lesh, he punches him, and Bob stops doing the damage. He's being surrounded by 4 heroes. People would think, okay, Lesh is gonna crush them now, but no, it just doesn't work against the Mage Slayer.
Norman having some fun here. Found himself a BDZ. That's another assist for him.
Yeah, not worthy of a 45-second cooldown spell. That goes to show how weak he is. And also, I like the item choices from the Hoodwink. You're playing against the Lesh, you're playing against the Lone Druid. You go for the Spirit Vessel. The heals are just not gonna be there.
And this has been a game where basically the Enigma has the best game on the side of Execration. He's been ignored for now, but rightfully so. He is not the issue. They can answer this Enigma problem later on in this game if every other core is in trouble. Narman misses the Bushwhack, an avalanche to escape by Shanks.
They do cover the Enigma. I think Execration need to be making something happen around the Enigma. The hero just isn't that mobile, so you need to use the Lesh to get towards him. That's why Bob now. Yeah, Bob is working towards bots. So that's the approach. You need to be around the Enigma, you need the Black Hole and the Lesh to be able to bring down some of the key heroes.
Here comes a big scary Flesh Golem Undying. Bob spotted. Arrow cancels the teleport. He thought he was safe for a moment there, but he sees the arrow fly in, and that's his trouble. Narman almost gave away a godlike spree there. Or a wicked 6 streak. I don't even remember which one is 8, but a lot of money nevertheless.
Wicked 6, right?
Tower is taking damage.
9-22. Lot of kills for Geek Fam.
I'm trying to see where Execration take this game right now, because they're just dying left and right. Like, is there a place that you're gonna be safe, or are you kind of cursed to always give your supports in hope that your cores will be getting scraps so far on the map? But I'm looking at the map and I'm actually thinking, yeah, this is what you have to do. Look at Palos and his positioning. He can't go to the top. That's Enigma's lane, and it's not like he can fight currently.
He has to farm the risky part of the map. Narman missing out on the Bushwhack there, but Roger's coming in from the other side. True form has been forced out. He has 10 stick charges, but they're only stick charges against 4 heroes. He'll just keep them intact.
And also against the Spirit Vessel, so it's always there. Narman is getting close to death, but it's not good enough. He's even missing some Bushwhacks. In the end, it doesn't really matter because they're always coming in bulk on the side of Geek Fam, and the heroes of Execration are way too weak at this point to survive longer. Bob stopping. He doesn't want to go for the Boots of Travel. He's just staying around the Enigma. That means that his farm is gonna suffer even more, both him and the Enigma, and they're gonna start falling even further behind.
At least they're getting a tier 2 in the top lane.
Yep.
That's a little bit of economy going their way. They have the Bloodstone on Lesh, but Lesh needs BKB. If they can get the BKB timers to connect. Oh, Tino with the blink in, the Black Hole onto the Ember Spirit, and that is a good kill. Bob gets a lot of money. There's a lot of traffic this way, though. Narman, he's ready. He's more than ready. He's not even using his sharpshooter. They know the Enigma's dead. Scam for the kill.
Enigma didn't have a TP, neither in the inventory nor on cooldown. So I guess you give your life away from the Ember. That was really good, considering that Geek Fam were coming from the side. It could have been much worse. You're not getting a kill and losing 2 heroes. So this is as good as it gets.
That was a DD Bear. Almost kills Roger. The tree toss doesn't quite finish him out, though. Would have needed one more extra hit.
But he was rooted just long enough for him to survive at on 100 HP. Now they go for a Moonlight Shadow. Can their Ember connect? No, he doesn't have Boots of Travel, so I'm not sure about this one, but Scam is really powerful at this point. This is the gyro that can actually win the game.
Oh, Palos. He gets body blocked by Force, and as soon as he does, Flesh Golem popped into use, and Lone Druid just takes a hammering. Death number 7. He is not having a game at all. He's not even getting back in it.
The problem is that Force would have killed him alone. That's the issue. With the shard and the ulti, the Lone Druid wasn't moving at all. So all of those heroes coming in, they're just for the added damage. I think Palos feels just how useless his hero is in this game.
Scam picks up the Aegis. Roshan for Geek Fam. And on they go. Can't quite find a target for Force to jump on either. Tino. Narman can go in. He's gonna go for it. Arrow to follow up. Right-clicking him down. Enjoying their time with this fresh piece of rotten meat. Doesn't make much sense, but the more dead, the better. Les Shrek getting caught in the tree line. They will finish off Roger. Shanks will be able to get that one, but surrounding Bob is 3 enemies from the team Geek Fam. XctN pushes down the top tower while they're fighting bottom for kills.
The biggest problem is that XctN is on the top lane and you can't stop him. He can push out the top lane as well, and then Geek Fam are completely free to do whatever they want on the map. It's gonna take Execration a couple of minutes to push out the lanes in a position where they can actually safely go for a smoke and fight. And their black hole is coming in 40 seconds. They're not gonna be able to get the lanes in order before that happens. So they'll have to smoke just to get out on the map, and that's really, really bad when you're this far behind, because you need the smokes to get back into it in terms of gold, not just to get a few scraps of farm or maybe place down a ward.
Narman currently has been part of 22 out of the 28 kills in their team. 8-0-14 Squirrel. Had a perfect game so far. Shanks will find Force. Force gets tossed in under the tower. Malphite stun. Enigma blinks away. And with the bear, Palos almost gets the kill, but Shanks steals it with the tree toss. They're still sitting on the high ground. They could still fight with 4. They're still strong enough.
That's a really nice ward that allowed the Execration to do that. They have it in a good position where Geek Fam will see that they can't fight it.
They have actually just spread out. Roger, he's holding a good position on the side of the cliff here. On the high ground. The ward sees XctN. The XctN gyrocopter almost Tino going for the blink black hole, but he doesn't see the Mirana. He doesn't see the Hoodwink. Now they finally do, and Hoodwink's going to be the target. That's a lot of money that they want to get. Tino on the back line, waiting for his opportunity. There's the call down. They've already lost Shanks. They're losing the fight. Tino still can't see an angle to go for the black hole. There's nowhere to go. Roger's still in the trees. There we go. Arrow coming in. Bob's going to tank it. Maybe they can get the kills. Can they? No, they cannot. They're all alive. Palos on the runaway. And Geek Fam, flawless.
The thing is, Execration, they executed that one pretty well as well, but they're just too weak at this point.
Bear dies, and Papa Bear dies.
This is just so sad. I mean, you're in a 4 versus 5 scenario. You get a black hole onto the 2 cores. You get the perfect initiation onto the two heroes that you need. You catch Narman, and you can't kill a single one of them. It goes to show that Execration probably have nothing else to give in this game. The BKB on the Lesh maybe would have changed something, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna be getting that kind of a golden opportunity once you get the BKB. Everything was perfectly set up for Execration to win the fight, but they don't have the strength.
They don't. Enigma did the second highest amount of damage that fight, despite him only participating at the final seconds.
Yep.
XctN hiding in the trees right now. There's a Wraith Pact, which is doing some nasty tick damage. And he's blocked inside the trees as well. They finally find him. He's going to right-click it away. He's going to get some money out of that. Alpha stun. Wraith Pact actually runs out. They have their own Wraith Pact placed down on the ground as well, as this tier 3 is protected by a glyph. Bob is coming out of the jungle. Here we go. XctN. Aggressive positioning here. Shanks with the toss. This gyrocopter ends up going very far away. 50 seconds left on his Aegis. It's going to pop now, though. Sharpshooter onto the Disruptor. He's down. Static Storm still unused. BKB used by the Ember Spirit. Gyrocopter fighting in the middle. He's down to half HP. He needs to battle it out. Bob's right next to him. The heals are coming in, and they will finally take down XctN. It's a split kill for the Radiant. Force will still live to fight against Bob, but finally take down an Ember to finish him off. They've lost the Hoodwink. Shanks gets a big amount of money. That's actually Geek Fam giving quite a lot away for just the tier 3 tower.
Yep, even with the 2 buybacks, this fight is extremely worth it for them. Yeah, it was both supports. Yeah, it was the supports. Still, it gives them a lot in terms of economy. I have to say though, the gyro scam got a little bit too deep. Usually when you're pushing the side lanes, the tiny toss is not something you're afraid of because he can't really get you into the both tier 4 towers. But he got the gyro very, very deep in with the toss because Ken was playing a little bit more to the right than he should have. So with that positioning mistake, he immediately got punished for it. Plus, he did not have the satanic because he used it to heal on the creep. So Execration found the perfect moment to engage the fight, and that's why they came out as somewhat of a victor.
I was curious about Norman's positioning that fight because he's now lost his perfect game. He has the best KDA on the server out of any player, surpassing every single core as well. Might as well start
KDA
treating
is
this
still the
Hoodwink as a
same.
core.
You know, because the death, the one death.
Yeah,
doesn't
KDA
really
is still the
much.
same, but his perfect game is gone.
Yeah, true.
Wanna finish off with a clean sheet. But still 28 KDA. Very high number for support. Very, very high number.
Yeah, for sure. Narman has been doing a stellar job in this game with everything. Item choices, movement. Has missed a couple of bushwhacks, but overall it weren't the ones that mattered. Even when he missed them, the heroes still died. When he needed to catch heroes, he did a good job at that.
A gift from the Tempest of Blaze.
Have a double damage rune now. Popped on the Ember Spirit that he bottled up earlier on. Would like to use it for a kill. He does a lot of damage to the creep waves here. And he has a fresh Aghanims as well, so he's got these extra remnants he can jump around the map with. Enigma. This Enigma BKB can be a game changer, but it has to work. It can only be a high ground defense on a choke point. Or fighting on the enemy side of the map to hope for the best and fight them under your vision. But this black hole can still be a game changer.
The high ground defense of Execration is really good, especially because of the tiny toss back. You have the tiny toss back, and then if you get into an idea to save your teammate that got tossed back, you can start running forward. That's the chance that the Enigma should take. So Tino should be waiting for that kind of an opportunity.
Now it is the BKB on the Enigma. They smoke up. This is their time to shine. This fight needs to be won. No matter who you landed on, it can't be interrupted. There's no interrupts on the side of Geek Fam, so he just needs to BKB before he blinks in. That's all he needs to do.
Not sure about the smoke. Even if you win a fight and the row spawns in like a minute, you're not gonna have the black hole then. So I'm not sure this is the right time for Execration to go for an engagement.
They still want to do it. They're on the side of the Smith's mid lane. Smoke up from Geek Fam. They are now cautious. They know Execration's on the move. Roshan timer. What's it gonna be? Short one, long one?
Short one.
45 seconds, so fairly short timer. But they found themselves Palos. Oh, poor Palos. The moment their smoke ended, he spread it out elsewhere, and he's taken down. Oh, poor Execration. Just nothing going their way. Narman may be killed off. That's going to be more money for them. Without the Lone Druid, a big piece is missing.
I like what Geek Fam did there. They and Execration as well. They went for a smoke, but didn't go for a straight up fight. They understood they need to be staying around the Roche pit, and Geek Fam, they also understand that as well. And then they go to the enemy triangle, and they're just gonna wait us out.
Turning the high ground to Shanks. Shanks canceled the teleport off of Skem. And Enigma goes in. He's got the black hole. They need the damage. They need to kill the gyrocopter right now. This is the 4-second period, but look at the heals from this gyrocopter. He's unkillable, and he will finally fall, but it took them such a long time to do so. Shanks is killed by Cox as he jumps right on top of him with the remnant. And they get something out of it, but holy damn, did that take forever. He got his Satanic off just before the black hole. And that Aghanims, the side gunner, was the reason he was regenerating so fast. Plus the heals from the Undying.
And the Roche is up. You go for it right now. And you at least get the buyback of the gyro. This is what you need to do. The problem is Execration, they're missing 2 supports. And I think this is what I was afraid of. You still win the fight. That's nice. But it takes you so long because of the Satanic being popped. You lose your supports, they don't have buybacks. You can't finish off the Roche, which means that Geek Fam, they're just gonna walk into the pit and it's over. There's nothing that Execration can do about it.
They're not going. Might just be them sleeping past their luck because they're not going for it.
You would still be in a 3 versus 4 scenario. It's hard.
Yeah. Palos just bought himself a Wraith Band and the Vambrace. I wouldn't be too surprised if he buys more Wraith Bands and just stacks up on armor, because that does give him quite a lot of extra durability against the Gyrocopter's right clicks, the Ember's right clicks.
Yeah, 1 Raid Band is like 5.5 armor. 2 Raid Bands would be 11 armor at this point in the game.
Yeah, imagine if you went for you went for 5 Wraith Bands with a stick, that's 20 armor.
Yep.
20 armor plus the agility with 50 agility. How much armor is 50 agility? That's like...
I think 7 agility is 1 armor, right?
Yeah, so that's like 8. So it's like 27 or 28 armor from 5 Wraith Bands. That might just be enough to keep yourself alive from the Gyrocopter. And they're being intercepted with the smoke. Arcane Rune taken for the Undying. He's going to have himself a good tool to fight with, but they are fearing the Undying. He's being held in place. The sun's coming through as well. Finally gets his BKB, and Bob is low. He's down to 500. Paulo's trying to TP away. He's going to get hammered, but he will be able to teleport home. Tino down, BDC down. They're going to lose Bob as well. They're dying so fast. 1 by 1. Arrow connected by Roger onto Shanks, the Tiny. He's going back to the graveyard. Good night, sir.
Okay, Execration have no resources to fight, and now Geek Fam they're making a play to go onto the high ground. I guess that's the smart one. You're up against the Tiny. If during his death you can take down the mid lane and then go for the Roche, you're gonna be quite happy with it. I think that's the best approach, though. A good chance that Geek Fam will get greedy here and just take down everything.
Anything could happen, but the thing is,
Spam is running.
They're not gonna let them. They just took themselves racks. Basically, that could have been them just staying in the base and try to end it, but that would risk them into a black hole from the Enigma that has just come off cooldown. So they'll play it safe. Through the Roche pit they go. There's a shard and an Aegis. Gyrocopter is actually missing out on the shard. Mirana could use a shard, but probably going to be going all the way to Scam. Oh, he actually gave it away.
Who did he give it to?
It's on the Undying, but Undying already has it, so who does Force give it to?
Doesn't want to give it to anyone. He gives it back. These are some really nice guys. No, you have it. No, you. Now you.
I already have it, so you can have it. But you already have it, so you should have it. What was it? What? You make no sense.
Still, it's an Aegis. Now you're up against the black hole, but this time around, if the gyro gets black hole, it's not going to be that big of a deal. So Execration need to toss him back, kill him once, and then use the black hole. Not an easy thing to do, given that you're dealing with a 3.5k HP hero who does massive amounts of damage, pretty much more than any of your heroes can even dream of at this point.
Yep. Ember signaling the Enigma is missing. The Enigma is missing.
That's the only threat, really, so he understands it. A smarter move maybe from Execration would be to toss back someone else, and then when Geek Fam try to run in, then the Enigma comes into play with the multiple man black hole, and the Lash just kills all of them, and you isolate the gyro. Maybe that would be the better approach to starting the fight. We'll see if Geek Fam actually makes a mistake, that one of their heroes shows up when the gyro is pushing.
4-man smoke, as Force is the one in front. They did have an ops ward placed outside of the base by BDZ. Now just waiting for somebody to spring the trap. Norman with the vision. Sees the bear. Bear has 4,000 HP, 23 armor.
Boss Force back.
Stone placed down as well. Shanks going in for the toss play onto Force. Force does get his BKB off just in time. Call down coming in as well. Tino on the top side. Palos joining the fray. They will lose the Tiny. There's also a bushwhack on 3 inside the fountain. Interesting positioning there, but Narman is keeping them away. They forced out the clip. Scam. Aegis for 2.5 minutes. Tino getting caught. Roger sees his opportunity and need to get this Enigma out of the fight. Rana almost blown up. Palos Despair will finish him off. Tino is dead. Tino does have a buyback, but it's a very, very difficult fight for them. They will take Force nevertheless. Scam, however, he's a raid boss of a next level. Dox is going to keep them away. Undying buying back and TPing to the outpost. They want to force buybacks until they do anything more. Enigma's still holding on. Still holding on to that buyback.
Yeah, Tino was trying to find a perfect situation to go for that one. I liked the play that the Tiny tossed back the Undying, but that play only works if you 5 can kill the Undying, and they can't. He pops the BKB and he just strips apart all 5 of them. So the rest of Geek Fam don't even have to commit. And the only one that somewhat helps the Undying is the Hoodwink going through the trees with the Scurry and spamming out Bushwhack. So that, I mean, that puts you in a position where the game is just over and you better call GG, but they'll play till the end.
Yeah, I mean, they could just blow up this Aegis here. That could be big. Scam with the Satanic. getting a decent work done here. Narman actually getting killed off by Londra. The Palos Spare works things out. Gyrocopter Skem diving a bit too deep, but they've got the Mega Creeps. Now it's down to the Enigma. What can Tino do? And there's the Undying walking in for the Decay. Prevents the Blink from happening. But Bob has another. Goes in. Skem with the BKB. Turning around. They need to save their cores. What can they do? They're all blown up already. They're all gone. They're all dead. Lesh gone for 100. Lone Druid gone for 70. And he can't even have a bear up for the next 40 seconds. So this is game.
It's over. It's over. Dino, not really sure what he was waiting for. He understands he needs a big one, but let's
see. Style points, at least. Oh, he's got another one. Oh. GG. There we go. 2-0 for Geek Fam.
Yeah, very good performance from them. I thought when I saw the drafts that Execration would be able to do it, but just small mistakes before the lane started and at the start of the laning phase allow GeekFam to completely overtake this one. And, you know, it happened with Execration actually doing really well in the mid lane and in their off lane. In the off lane, they lost, but it's kind of a given that it's a Enigma versus the Gyro. But they lost their safe lane way too much. Palos, last pick, Lone Druid, just didn't work out. I don't know what the problem is, but he just didn't seem focused in this game in particular, and this hero does need you to be at 100%. It
does. I mean, I'm a bit disappointed that they didn't get as much out of the Enigma as it would, because this was a really good Enigma game. And he had a good start to the game as well. Just the downside, all of the other cores were struggling. Palos did not have a game. The Leshrac way too far behind. And GeekFam, just good execution. Force Undying was a good idea that they went for the offlane Undying in this particular game. He had a very good start. I mean, for the Echo Saber, the Mage Slayer, basically just diminished the capability that the Leshrac had this game. But holy damn, Narman Hoodwink. That is quite the something.
Every single time I see a Hoodwink, though, it looks amazing. Though Narman really was crushing them everywhere. His positioning was on point every single fight. There were some times where he would get a little bit too deep, but at those points, it was pretty much like 99% certain that GeekFam were gonna win wherever he stands. So he just tried to kind of see where his limits were, and very rarely would he go over them because it was just an amazing game overall for the entire team in this one.
Yep, and that also leads us, ladies and gents, to our final series of the day. This wasn't the last one. Normally we have 3 best of 2s. We have 4. So we have 1 more to go for you people. We have Xerxia going up against Army Geniuses, and that is going to be after the break. So about 15-ish minutes, and we'll be back with the final best of 2 of the day. See you in a bit.